Hey there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Olubube Emeka. In today's video, I want to share with you common mistakes that we make in our 20s and our 30s. Your 20s because that's basically your introduction to adulthood and you're basically trying to learn the ropes of being an adult. Your 30s because at that stage of your life you must have gotten a hang of being an adult. However, there are still certain level of pressure that comes with being in your 30s, especially if there are expectations that you're yet to meet, right? From family, from the society. It always comes with its level of pressure. Whichever age range you find yourself, you still need to tackle these common mistakes, right? And if you don't, it basically would make your end result at this phase of your life to not be so great because of the negative impact that these common mistakes will make in your life. Now, on that note, here are the common mistakes that you make in your 20s and your 30s that you need to tackle. You need to stop ASAP. If this sounds like something you are interested in, you definitely want to keep watching. Mistake that we make is to compare our realities with other people's social media lifestyle, right? We live in a digital world. It's a social media era, so a lot of people tend to give you what exactly they want you to believe. Social media at this stage, you should know that it is a make-believe. It simply means that I would give you what I want you to see, right? Most of us don't actually put our reality out there. We tend to put the part of our life that we want you to see out there. I mean, it's also very visually appealing to see people's aesthetics, people's lifestyle, people's dress sense. People basically showing to you a part of their lives that is all glitz and glams. But nobody puts out their failures online, right? Most of us are a bit courageous to share. However, a lot of us out there are not willing to do that, especially celebrities. Now, the mistake that you make, my friend, is to compare your reality to their social media lifestyle. It's called social media. They will put out what they want you to see. Now, because you don't understand that this is not their reality all the time, you tend to put a level of pressure on yourself. Most of them, it could also be their reality. I mean, most of them are really well to do, but then they also have their bad days, right? But they don't always show you their bad days. Now, the mistake that you make is to compare your reality to their social media lifestyles. And it puts a level of pressure on you to try to meet up to an expectation, not their expectation, your expectation. Because you think, oh, at this stage, this celebrity or this person I admire on social media is, doing certain things and I need to do it. You then put yourself in certain situations that are quite inconveniencing just to meet up to what you think you need to meet up to. But then you need to understand that your reality is totally different. Everybody's story is not the same thing. You need to focus on your story. You need to focus on your journey. You need to focus on your reality, because again, if these people confide in you and tell you what they go through, or the fact that most of the glitz and glams they show you might not even be real, it's a make-believe, right? You would understand that you might even be in a better situation, or even if you're not in a better situation, but at least you'll be grateful for where you are, right? One thing that most of us do not understand is that people have their low moments and their high moments, but we choose to put the side of our lives that we want you to see on social media. Same thing as you can choose to put whatever side of your life or phase of your life that you want us to see, right? But what you should not do is to compare your reality to other people's social media lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. It is not always real. People don't always wear the best clothes all the time. Most of the people that you follow are basically influencers, right? Brands can reach out to them to help influence for their clothing, for their brand products, for anything basically. But you should not, again, compare yourself to them. Look out for your life and find the interesting part of your life and focus on it. And one disadvantage of this is that you tend to put yourself in bad situations that nobody can take you out of. You forget that these people might even come from rich homes and maybe you're not, or they have rich uncles, rich aunties, or just rich lifestyle you can't even afford. It could also be that these are influencers, or maybe they have elder ones that help make these things happen for them. You don't have that, or you can't even afford that, but then you allow these things to make you feel less of yourself because you're not able to live like them. No, Romanticize the level you have in your life at the moment. Stop comparing yourself to people on social media. Whatever you have, feel confident enough to show them off. If you feel like you want to show yourself on social media, but if you don't want to, focus on what you can handle. Focus on your life at the level you're in right now. Focus your attention on what you're able to afford, and just move on with life, okay? Another mistake that we make is to care so much about what people think about us. You focus a lot on people's perception about you that you don't even allow yourself to see yourself for who you truly are, right? You need to understand that people's perception about you is a result of the level of knowledge they have about you. If they don't know you better, they would not think of you in a better way. Most people go as far as assuming that you are in a certain way because of your persona, because of your external features, because of maybe your dress sense, right? And this is not to encourage you to dress whatever way you want or to dress indecently, but I'm saying, like, if you know that you dress the part, you're decent in your dressing, and your lifestyle is something that you're proud of, you should not worry so much about what people think about you or what people perceive you to be, right? You should know that their perception about you or what they think about you is only a result of their knowledge about you. Okay, so this simply means that you're not in a haste to please people or to be a certain way, to conform to a certain way or manner out of pressure so that people will like you. It simply means that you're not in a haste for people to like you. Like, you don't really care. Not that you're ignorant or like you just don't care. It means that you don't care if people like you or not, as long as you are focused on your course, as long as you're focused on what you want to do with your life. You just don't care. The truth is, you can do you and the world will be okay. Everybody will be fine. Do you get what I mean? So that mistake of wondering, what do they think about me? Do I need to be a certain way? Do I need to cut my hair? Do I need to tint my hair? Do I need to make up all the time? Do I need to wear a certain kind of clothing so that they think better of me or think a certain way about me or they like me? It's a mistake. What it does to you is that it makes you not to live your truth. It makes you to want to please people all the time. You keep adjusting your life to please people, and at the end of the day, you don't please yourself, or you don't even please God, right? So you need to stop that. The truth is, when you do that, you don't give yourself the kind of expression you should give to your personality and to your life. You reduce the level of expression you give to your life, you give to yourself, you give to your mindset, all because you want to make people happy, simply because, again, you are so worried about the perception they have about you. Do you? The world would adjust. Focus less on people. Focus more on yourself. If you're happy, you would notice that you really don't care so much about people's perception about you. If you're making yourself proud and you're making God proud, you're okay. These are the two people that matters. God first, and then you. Every other person, they'll be fine. Okay? The third mistake that we make in our 20s especially is not learning a side hustle. We tend to focus a lot on education. It's just really unfortunate that in this part of the world, most parents do not understand the need to nurture their children's God-given skills or potentials, right? If there is one thing that a parent or parents owe their children, it is to identify what this child naturally can do and groom that talent or potential, right? But if your parents were not able to do it, I'm telling you now, get a side hustle. Even if you're in your 30s, get a side hustle, learn a skill. We are in a digital age. Learn a skill that can fetch you money. Learn a skill that can fetch you money even while you're schooling. You can learn content creation. You can learn coding. You can learn graphics designing. You can learn a lot of things right now without even doing or paying so much money. You can learn anything online. YouTube is like your go-to. Learn makeup, learn how to sew, how to bake. Just have a side hustle. Especially if you are coming from a humble background. Nobody has to tell you. You need to help yourself. Because again, your parents might not be able to spend the level of money or provide whatever you need. But then you need to learn something. While I was in school, my parents were providing for me, but I figured that there were certain things I would want to do, but I wouldn't always call them for money, right? I knew that I needed to learn a side hustle, and I had to learn how to do makeup. I became a makeup artist. Now, did I enjoy it? Yes, I was naturally good at makeup, right? But I figured, okay, I could actually just make this a side hustle, because again, I'm very artistic in nature. I'm good at drawing, I'm good at making up, I'm good at a lot of things. I can make my hair. I'm just really artistic in nature, right? So I decided to channel it in a way that it could make some money for me, and trust me, I was able to help myself financially in school for some time. And when I left the East for the West, I knew that the makeup game was not probably gonna, do me well. I had to learn content creation. Right now, I create content for brands, I create content for myself, I film, I edit, I do a lot of things by myself. It gives me money too, right, beyond my 9 to 5. So learn a side hustle. It might not be what everybody is doing. Ask yourself the question, what do you enjoy doing? Whatever you enjoy doing, you can make money out of it. Okay, so learn a side hustle and you make yourself proud. Trust me, it will pay you for it. Another terrible mistake that you make in your 20s and in your 30s is surrounding yourself with the wrong company, wrong individuals, toxic people. Look, the world in itself is stressful. If you're in Nigeria itself is stressful. The best gift you can give to yourself is to surround yourself with positive people that would help you to see yourself in a better light. Positive people that will inspire you to grow, to become a better version of yourself. Positive people that would make you want to do better in life. You cannot hang around mediocres, else you, my friend, will become a mediocre, right? Misery likes company. People that are not doing well in life, they like company, right? Don't be that company that will be soothing their wounds for them, and then you're just, if you are the best in the midst of your friends, if you are the best amongst your friends, you need to level up. You need to surround yourself with people that know more than you. You need to surround yourself with people that are inspiring in life. Okay, you need to surround yourself with people that one conversation with them can just make you want to do more in life. People that will not make you be comfortable in your comfort zone. A lot of us are just stagnant. We're not growing. We're just there. Even the level of growth you've attained, you're just comfortable in that level. Surround yourself with people that will keep pushing you to keep achieving and conquering better in life. Half of the people you keep as friends should be people that have the same mindset with you. So ask yourself the question, do you even have the right mindset? Because you attract your kind. Look at your life first of all and ask yourself, do I attract the right people? Am I even worthy of being friends with people? Aside you desiring to make friends with positive people, ask yourself the question, are you even positive? Do you impact in your friends' lives positively? Would you consider yourself to be a good friend, a positive person in someone's life? Because what you give to people is what they give back to you, right? So it starts with yourself first of all. Ask yourself the question, am I good? Am I positive? Do I think I'm a good friend? Am I attaining heights? Am I a better person? Am I a mediocre? If you are, then it's time to change the paradigm shifts. It simply means you need to change the information that you have, because we are all products of nature and nurture, right? Nature groomed you to be a particular way. Nurture, that is how you were trained and how your parents trained you, or maybe environmental factor, or just the society basically, made you to become a particular way. So ask yourself the question, am I a good person? Do I deserve the level of people or the kind of people that I want? If you're not deserving of them, then make a change in your life so that you can attract better people, right? It starts with you making a decision to change, to become better, to change your mindset, to, see yourself in a better light, to go for the right information and then attract the right people. When you surround yourself with positive people, one thing is that it's like a rubber phone. They rubber phone you. You see yourself wanting to do better things. You notice that you start aspiring to do better in life. You want to get a degree. You want to make more money because your friends make money, but the right way, right? So basically, you having the right friends will inspire you to become a better version of yourself. If you get rid of that mistake, trust me, your future self will thank you so much for it. Because again, the people you keep in your life have deep impact in who you turn out to be in the next years of your life. All right. The next common mistakes that we make is to try to figure out everything. I made that mistake a lot. Sometimes I still, find myself in that zone where I'm trying to figure out everything. I always feel like I have to plan everything myself. And one thing about me is that I worry a lot. I can get anxious easily when I can't control things. When I'm not able to control things the way I want, I get worried, I get anxious. But I notice that it just never gets me anywhere, because at the end of the day, I wear my beautiful head and I don't even have the results I'm looking for, right? But one thing I've learned to do is to stop worrying. I've also identified my triggers when it comes to worrying, right? And I've also identified the better way to handle it. And trust me, it's not just it just can't be more than talking to God about it, because the Bible talks about you not being anxious of anything, but in prayer and supplication make your request to God, right? So whatever I feel like at this point in my life I'm not able to handle or to control, I talk to God about it, and I believe him. I trust him to help me to take it through, right? So that mistake of you trying to handle everything, especially in your 20s, you're worried about a lot of things. You're worried about how to make money, you pressure from your family, pressure from your friends, pressure from the society. You just think you need to handle everything. Let it go. Take things a step at a time. You know how life throws things at you? Take them a step at a time. Don't feel like you have the responsibility of taking care of everything or everybody. I am one person that always feel like I have to be strong. I always want to be strong. Well, that's basically because I'm not privileged to have, people that can help me do things or do things for me. Like how maybe you have someone that has got your back. I don't really have that. So growing up, it was just very easy for me to try to be independent, and it's something that I've gotten used to. So right now, I'm becoming more honest with myself, and I tell myself, you don't always have to be strong all the time. For example, yesterday I came back and I was so tired. I felt frustrated. I was just tired, really. I could really use some encouragement, and I just told myself, you don't always have to be strong, ABB. You don't always have to be strong. You don't always have to have it figured out, because again, fear of the unknown makes us to think about the future and think about what we have to do right and how we can control situations. When a situation is out of your control, let it be. Like rest. Let it be. Control the ones you can control. Focus on the ones that you can tackle at the moment. Anything you cannot handle, please let it be for the meantime until you have the capacity to handle it, right? For example, you want to get an apartment for yourself, and you find out that maybe you're looking for a 1-bedroom apartment, like a mini flat, and you discover that you don't have what it takes, you don't have the money to get a mini flat. Then go for a self-contained, like whatever you cannot afford at this time of your life, let it go. Focus on what you can afford. That's just what I'm talking about. You don't have to handle everything. You don't have to figure out everything. Figure things out the more you climb the ladder. You don't always have to have it right. Make mistakes and learn, really. A lot of us are scared to make mistakes. Make mistakes and learn. I'm not talking about mistakes that would impact your life forever. I know you don't joke with your life. Before you make certain kind of decisions, you need to think about it, all right? But don't be scared of making mistakes to an extent, because mistakes help you to grow, really. By the time you make the mistake once and you learn, the next time you would find out ways to make it better and things you did wrong in the last time, okay? Especially maybe in the place of business or examination, your school or your career, just anything like that. One thing about you trying to figure out everything is that you put a level of pressure upon yourself, because you feel like the world is on your shoulder. You feel like you're the one to save the world. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't always have to handle everything. The ones that you think you can handle, please handle them. The ones you cannot handle, my friend, let it be. You'll be fine. That's the truth. You'll always be fine. Okay. Another mistake that we make is setting unrealistic goals and then putting pressure on yourself and other people to achieve it. Set realistic goals. Set goals that are realistic, right? This is not me trying to discourage you from, stretching yourself. Of course, stretch yourself by all means, but set realistic goals. Goals that will not have you step on people's neck to achieve. Goals that will not have you put people in a lot of inconveniencing situations to achieve. Goals that will not have you take advantage of people. No, set goals that are pretty realistic, that can help you to grow. Goals that even though you don't achieve them, but the stretch made you better than you were, right? Goals that would motivate you to do more than you were doing before. For example, let's say you want to start a content creation career, right? And you have a goal of making at least your first million in the next 1 year. That's not a bad goal. But you now setting a goal of reaching like 10 million naira in the next 1 year, that's not realistic. Because again, you need to think about the nature of this business. The business itself, is it lucrative? Are you even at a stage where people can trust you to create content for them? Have you to an extent sold yourself as a brand? Like, ask yourself questions. Do you have what it takes to get to that 10 million naira? Do you get what I mean? And again, is it something that you can brag on your capacity to deliver when clients give you jobs to do? There are things you need to check here. So please set realistic goals. Don't set goals that are just above you, goals that would probably make you to rob a bank. No. And don't put pressure on people to help you to achieve a goal. For example, you want to maybe start content creation again, and you feel like, oh, you need to get a camera, you need to get a laptop, you need to buy props, and then you need people to give you money to buy these things. Because of that, you now put a lot of pressure on people to give you money. Come on, make do with what you can afford for the meantime. Focus on the things you can afford. You don't have to have a DSLR camera. Start with your phone. You don't have to have all the lights. Start with your natural light, right? That is a goal, but then it's not realistic at the moment. If you can't afford it, you can't do it. So you can set a goal of, oh, I want to be a content creator, but then at the moment you have just your phone, you just have your tripod stand. That's a good way to go. You are a content creator, which is the goal, right? But then you're not stepping on people's necks. You're not trying to get money from Peter and Paul and everybody to get a DSLR camera to be a content creator, which is also the goal. So there are ways you can adjust the way you achieve your goal, and you still achieve the same goal. I don't know if that makes sense, but I want to believe it does, right? So yeah, set realistic goals and you'll be good. The next mistake that we make is running in people's timeline. Wow, this particular mistake is something that has made a lot of us make the wrong decisions, because again, we tend to run on people's timeline, right? You don't understand that people's journeys are different. Your journey and my journey are totally different. Your purpose and my purpose are totally different. Where God wants you to be per time and where He wants me to be per time are totally different, right? And these things find expression in the things that happen to us. For example, you finish school, you go to university, and then you notice that, oh, your friend got admission before you and you spend extra 2 years at home. That's their timeline. Maybe that's how God wants it to be for them. Maybe God wants you to spend an extra year. I'm talking to you because this is what happened to me, right? After my ND, my national diploma, right, I wanted to go back for my higher national diploma, and the plan was go get it and then get my PhD done and go for my master's, and you know, I just had a lot of plans. But then I was in a certain level of formation process, right? I was in a fellowship, and when I finished my ND, I was trying to get back to school for my HND. God told me, it's not time, you're not going back soon. You know how God is talking to you and you plug your ears with earpiece? Yeah, I honestly did not want to hear God. I was so particular about going back to school, because again, I had spent some time in the house. You know, I graduated in 2010, and my mates as at then in 2011 were already in school. I wasn't able to, because I had issues. That's the story I'm going to tell you, right? I had issues with the course of study because my family wanted me to study medicine, but I didn't want to. I wanted to previously, but I was in a phase of self-discovery, so I knew that was going to be a mistake of my life, right? So it caused a lot of delay. I think I should film a video about that and share with you. And after the ND, eventually, I didn't even want to go to a polytechnic to start with. I wanted to go to a university, but then how God just orchestrated it is just something else. I ended up in a polytechnic, Federal Polytechnic, Nekede. After my ND, ready for HND, God says you're not going yet. And I'm like, what? Like, have you not tried? Have you not tried? Have you not dealt with me enough? I felt so sad. I tried everything, including my friend that her dad was a senior lecturer, submitted my name. My name still did not come out, and that was so strange. Holy Spirit was already telling me about it, but I refused to listen. It was just too much for me to take in. But eventually, after I had tried everything, I had to just submit to God's will, and I stayed an extra year at home. And that was like a time of my life that God built my life in the place of ministry, leadership, leading people. And after that, I went back to school. My mentor told me, oh, it's time. You have to go back to school. It is time. And I went back to school. I felt bad. I felt like God had betrayed me. I felt like God had... I felt like he was wicked to me. I was angry with God. I can't even lie to you. I was angry with him. But when I understood why, I thanked him. I was more grateful because, again, I don't live the normal life that people live. I'm not an average young girl. I'm a purposeful person. I walk in the line of purpose, and I'm always trying to be in alignment to God's will, because it's a will that I have surrendered to him a long time ago. So it means that he has the power to always change it for me, right? To always change my steps and order my steps. And it's a prayer I always make. I come back to the place of alignment. So because of that, I have to do his will, My friends graduated before me, and I graduated later. But I'm going to tell you that my life has been orchestrated by God, and I have never had a reason to regret it. Now, if I wanted to run with other people's timeline, I would have said, no, I want to go back. No, I want to do this. I want to study medicine. I want to do that. Trust me, I would be an accident going somewhere to happen. One thing with working in your timeline is that you fulfill purpose. You're always in God's will. It comes with fulfillment because you're just at the heartbeat of God. You're just doing what God wants you to do per time. You're not trying to do things because your mates are doing. Nobody's your mates in this life. Nobody's your mate. They can be your schoolmates, your age mates, but they're not destiny mates. Your destiny is totally different from that of every other person. You need to know that. And once you understand that, it will help you to know that you're not here to try to impress people or try to play in people's timeline. No, everybody has their timeline. Focus on yours. It means that your life will not be like other people, right? The fact that your friends are getting married at a particular age does not mean that you have to get married at that age. It's not morning devotion. There's no late comer. Do you get what I mean? Don't allow people's achievements to put pressure on you to do things that you're not supposed to be doing. Find out where God wants you to be per time and be there. Find your green pasture and lie down. That's what I'm saying. Do not allow people's achievements to put pressure on you to do beyond what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? Now, the last mistake that we make in our 20s is neglecting spiritual growth. Neglecting spirituality. You don't think spirituality is important, my dear? If life deals with you and if the devil deals with you, you would understand that there is need for you to embrace spirituality. I'm talking about God. I'm not talking about you being an atheist or whatever religion. Okay? The devil tends to mess with us because he understands that when we attain spiritual maturity, he has no hold on us anymore. This is one mistake that I made at a particular time of my life, and it didn't go well. And with time, I understood that the devil is after my spiritual maturity, and if I don't mature, a lot of things will keep happening, and I will not give the level of expression I need to give to my life and to God as well. Do you get what I mean? So don't make that mistake of thinking that there is no need for you to grow. Spirituality is boring. Is this? No. This life is way more spiritual than you think. The spiritual governs the physical. Whatever you take care of in the spirit realm finds expression in the physical realm. It is not ordinary that people just go out and boom, there's an accident. No, it's not ordinary. Life is too spiritual. You need to build a relationship with God. When you build a relationship with God, your life finds better expression. Your life has more meaning. Do you get what I mean? Your life finds better alignment, or it's just intact, basically. You realize that you will be more focused on God's will for your life than people's will for your life. You realize that you are more God-oriented than yourself-oriented, than people-oriented. You realize that your decisions in life are based off on God's plan for your life. Your priorities would definitely change because again, you understand spirituality. So this is me saying embrace God. This is me saying invest in your spiritual growth. Invest in your spiritual growth, and don't allow the devil to just play with you. That guy is that guy is very smart, right? I'm gonna talk about this part of my life maybe in the next video, but yeah, that's a common mistake that we make most of the time. Don't dismiss spirituality. It is very important. So I would want to advise you to get your life together. If you're not born again, give your life to Christ, build a relationship with God, and hey, just get it right. Get it right. That's the foundation of your life. And once you get it right, you would understand the peace that comes with it. You would understand the breakthrough, the fulfillment that comes with being in alignment with God's will for your life. Okay, so yeah, spirituality is everything. I trust that this video has been so helpful so far. If you have watched up to this moment, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I need you to be part of my community. If you don't know me, my name is Oluebube Emeka. I'm a self-development enthusiast. I love self-development, and I always want to share whatever I have done that has helped me or what is helping me in the now. Do you get what I mean? I also create other content on makeup, hair. I'm just a very artistic person in nature, and I try to give it expression in any way I can. All right, and I like to tell you that you are amazing. You're beautiful. You're God's favorite. Keep being fabulous, and let me know if there is any other content you want me to talk about. In my next video, I'll see you. Love you to the moon and back.